India is known to be the diabetes capital of the world, right? So I also know that there are large population. They actually do not know that they have diabetes. In India, most of us, I think we avoid our annual health checkup. But we say that we are fit. Again and again, I'm repeating, one should buy a health insurance policy when they are young.
Hello and welcome back to Insurance Junction, your one and only go to podcast for everything insurance. This is a podcast series by HDFC ERGO General Insurance, India's leading general insurance company, and I'm your host, Avanne Dubash. Now, without wasting any further time, let's quickly head to the streets to see how much our audiences really know about chronic diseases and how health insurance plays a critical role in covering their needs.
No.
You have to disclose that.
सच बोलना पड़ेगा, बाद में कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेशन हुआ तो बाद में वो लोग फिर मुश्किल होता है. I will disclose it.
You have to tell the truth now, otherwise it will be hidden thing now.
बताना तो चाहिए लेकिन बताते नहीं लोग.
Phew, that is such a relief. While most people don't know the importance or the relevance of being completely honest with their insurer about their habits or medical conditions, I'm just happy that they are attempting to be truthful to them because they fear the consequences. Joining us once again is Parthanil Ghosh. He's the Director and Chief Business Officer at HDFC ERGO General Insurance. Thank you so much, Parthanil, for joining us and welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, let's get straight to it. Today, it's going to be a very, prevalent topic when it comes to critical illnesses and how health insurance can really play an important role in that. So we'll begin then with Insurance Junction. And let's get straight to it because we are seeing a huge surge in lifestyle related diseases, and data is pointing towards the fact that cardiovascular diseases as well contribute something like 28% to deaths. Now, given these alarming numbers, what role does health insurance play when it comes to managing healthcare costs associated in particular with heart conditions?
This is a very, very important question that we need to understand. First of all, health insurance acts as a financial safety net for individuals. So if we are inflicted with any kinds of diseases, just like a heart or some other critical illnesses, the health insurance makes sure that we do not have to dip into our savings, and that will be a disastrous thing. So first of all, financial safety net, it gives to access the best of the treatments that are available in India or abroad. Talking about abroad, in HDFC ERGO, our policy also provides a global coverage. So if anyone inflicted with any kind of diseases, largely critical diseases, they can actually access that international healthcare facilities by taking the global policy of Optimus Secure and can go abroad and take the best of the treatments.
Okay, so that's important to note. But Parthanil, let's also get to some other alarming data points. The fact that, studies indicate that over 77 million Indians over the age of 18 are actually living with diabetes, and I only see that number increasing. What is it that you think, insurance companies or health insurance policies can better do to cater to this growing need of these kind of diseases like diabetes?
See, Avan, India is known to be the diabetes capital of the world, right? So you spoke about 77 million people. I also know that there are large population. They actually do not know that they have diabetes.
Yeah.
So this is a real problem. And diabetes, you know that if I have diabetes, it actually impacts a large part of our body. So it is not diabetes, it can impact my heart, it can impact my liver, it can impact my kidneys. So it's a real problem. So as far as health insurers are concerned, most of the policies, including our policies, cover diabetes as a normal disease with a pre-existing disease and a waiting period. We also do have at HDFC ERGO special policies like energy, which covers for an individual diabetic patient from day one. Apart from that, at HDFC ERGO, we will be having some add-ons cover, with your main cover, you can attach it, whereby your diabetes can be covered from day one.
Okay.
At the top of it, diabetes is a lifestyle disease. You had mentioned it, right? So we have our own ecosystem, India's first insurance-led ecosystem called Here App. On Here App, we have actually launched the Center of Excellence for Diabetes Management. For anyone without being a policyholder of HDFC ERGO can access that Center of Excellence.
That's
They can
amazing.
get into it, take a membership, and they can get a personalized guide to manage their diabetes. So they can have a personal coach, they can be told about their nutrition requirements, and they can actually monitor their blood sugar level on a frequent basis.
Wonderful. So, the Diabetes Center of Excellence, you guys are doing some wonderful work in that vein. Let's move on and talk about how you think the availability of health insurance, in particular for heart patients, is going to impact the access to healthcare and the overall health outcomes for individuals with heart conditions.
Avan, I will answer it in two parts. First of all, medical science is improving. And the kind of technology improvement that is happening in these kind of treatments is something spectacular.
Yeah.
Now, to access that kind of a healthcare, you require real money.
Deep
and
pockets.
Deep pockets. And you know that medical inflation is almost to the range of 14% in India. In order to access that kind of an advanced healthcare, you require health insurance. You require health insurance. You have to buy it at a young age so that you have enough sum insured to cover this rising medical cost, and you can access that kind of healthcare. That is one. Secondly, these kind of health insurance policies allows you for an annual health checkup.
Okay.
Now, whether I have a heart disease or not, it should not come that when I have a symptom. I should actually regularly do my health checkups, annual health checkups, under the doctor's advice. And this is very important. In India, most of us, I think we avoid our annual health checkup. But we say that we are fit.
Yeah.
So I would advise that everyone should do their annual health checkup under the doctor's advice. And then, of course, before you do your annual health checkup, you buy a health insurance policy the time you start your first job, so that you have your access to the best of the healthcare. And also, through the annual health checkup, which, by the way, is also financed by the health insurance policy, so to know that someone is fit.
You said so many important things in this answer. The age that you need to buy the health insurance policy, and the fact that you need to do your annual health checkups. That is absolutely critical. And, then when it comes to times like people being diagnosed with heart diseases, diabetes, etc., what strategies should they employ to ensure that they have the most cost-effective insurance policy? We're talking about medical inflation, these costs escalating by and by. So what's the best thing in terms of long-term financial protection?
So, Avan, again and again, I'm repeating, one should buy a health insurance policy when they are young.
Yeah.
So, when they have not been diagnosed with any kind of diseases. So, all the coverages are applicable for day one. That is number one, that is very important. However, if someone is having a diabetes or a heart condition, they should specifically look at those policies which allows these kind of pre-existing diseases to be a part of the policy. Now, any pre-existing disease, as we had mentioned, can have a 0 day to 3 years kind of waiting period. The maximum waiting period is 3 years. However, please check up with a particular health insurer whether they cover these kind of pre-existing disease. Also, it is important to keep it in mind that what degree of disease that the person is having, what kind of diabetes is having, what kind of heart diseases that the person is inflicted with. So they should look at that. Saying so, if the health insurer provides that kind of a policy to an individual having a pre-existing disease of a diabetes or a heart condition, then they should look at what kind of sum insured, whether all kinds of diseases are covered or there are any restrictions.
Okay.
That particular health insurer, whether that particular health insurer has enough network in the city when the person stays, brand reputation, and the claim payout ratio.
Yes.
And also whether that insurance policy provides any add-ons.
Okay.
Any add-ons means value add-ons, that where I can go and take, like a center of excellence I had mentioned, whether you can practice any kind of other lifestyle changes through that policy, the policy provides you an access. Lastly, very importantly, you should have a OPD cover. Like in HDFC ERGO, and it's an industry first when we launched Optima Wellbeing, which allows you unlimited tele and inpatient consulting.
Wow.
And also unlimited home pickup of samples and up to 40% discount on diagnostic tests. So with a pre-existing disease, these kind of critical illnesses should look at all these kind of features before they decide to buy a health insurance.
It's amazing the plethora of benefits that you guys are providing at HDFC ERGO. Thanks for that, Parthanil. And I must admit that I am a lot more aware now about the nitty-gritties when it comes to critical illness and what a big and important role health insurance plays in that. But we've got our last and final segment. It's playback time. So let's get started with the questions and queries.
Sure.
Now, first up, we've got a question from Vikas Gupta. He says, I'm 60 years old. I have the family history of heart disease, and I'm looking for health insurance now. So how do I ensure that it also covers the risk of cardiovascular disease? And will pre-existing conditions like this affect the premium?
Hi Vikas, anything for your family, the family has been inflicted and you are not inflicted with that disease. Normally, it doesn't impact your risk or your premium. However, before you are diagnosed with any kind of this kind of a disease, please buy a health insurance policy immediately. And all health insurance policies cover the major critical illnesses like the cardiovascular disease. But before buying the policy, please check the brand reputation, please check the claim payout ratio, please check the network availability, and also see whether you have a easy payment option. Like in HDFC ERGO, we give a interest-free installment option for health insurance policies. So you can actually pay it in 12 months without paying any interest.
Okay, Vikas, I hope we were able to answer your question. Let's move on. And I think this is a question, Parthanil, that pretty much everyone has to ask. It's been sent in to us by Abbas Kazi. He's saying, I'm 35 years old. I don't have any chronic conditions right now, but I'm worried about developing heart disease or diabetes in the future. So should I be looking to cover myself with health insurance now for these potential risks? Or is it something that I work out later on in life?
My message is, don't worry about your cardiovascular disease or any critical illness. First, go and do your health checkup, under a doctor's advice. Post that, you will know that you are fit or you need to take any kind of medication. And at that same point of time, buy a health insurance policy. At least you will have an access to the best of the healthcare available in the country or abroad. At the same time, because you have done a health checkup and you have gone to a doctor, you are on a device that how to take care of your health as well.
All right, so you've really stressed on the importance of buying your health insurance at an early stage and, of course, the regular health checkups. That is critical. I hope we got your question answered, Abbas. Let's move on. We've got our next question, which was sent in to us on Instagram via DM on @HDFC ERGO GI. And this one has been sent in to us by Parvati Nayak. She says, I am 55 years old. I have had a heart attack in the past and I'm considering buying health insurance now. But I'm worried, will my medical history affect my policy? Should I expect higher premiums or any exclusions perhaps?
I would advise that first you need to disclose your medical history to the insurer. Then please check whether the insurer accepts your pre-existing disease. Normally, insurers do accept these pre-existing diseases. Of course, there will be a waiting period between 0 day to 3 years. And after that, of course, your diseases will be covered, anything coming out of these diseases. It is very, very important to also remember at the age of 55, the premium loading will be there. The premium will be higher. But at the same time, after the waiting period, it will be covered. So once again, the advice is that start young. But if you have not done it at the age of 55, please take the policy, whatever you are getting, and do get covered so that after 3 years, all your expenses related to this particular disease will be addressed, and you will have no financial constraint to access the best healthcare available in the country.
And disclosing the full medical history is critical
It is,
to
it
avoid
is
any
very
disputes
critical.
later.
It is very critical, Avanne. And this is
Yeah.
for anyone.
Yeah.
Whatever we have, we should disclose it, so that at the time of claims, there are not hassles, there are no confusion,
Yeah.
and my claim or anyone's claim are financed absolutely seamlessly.
Well, Parthanil, thank you so much for that. I think that's really given us the to-do list, step by step, in a very high-stress situation, what you need to do to make sure that you're not only adding to the stress when it comes to health insurance. That was so very insightful. Thank you for that, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Thank you, Avanne.
And for all of my lovely viewers, if you've got any questions, well, do not hesitate to ask. We promise to get them answered. All you have to do is slide into our DMs at HDFC ERGO GI, and we promise to get it answered in our next episode in the playback segment. Have a doubt? Say it out. Well, that is my cue to exit, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Insurance Junction, a podcast series by HDFC ERGO General Insurance, India's leading private sector general insurance company. Till then, get insured, stay assured. I'm your host, Avanne Dubash, signing out. Hey guys, you know the drill. To never miss an episode, hit the bell icon. If you want to stay abreast with all the insurance news, subscribe to our channel, HDFC ERGO, right here on YouTube. And if you want to listen to the audio episode, it's available on all audio streaming platforms.